Good morning. I was watching this and it's quite alarming, the similarities between Australia and the UK and the taxation implementation changes that are now being thrust upon the general public. None of them obviously in their favour, all for the government's favour. And a lot of their things, as they're so similar, they're talking about putting a tax on the wealthy people. Is that going to be their push towards unrealised capital gains? Because you have to realise, in the UK, they don't have superannuation like we do here. So they can't try to capture a group of people that they can say are super wealthy because they have over 3 million in their super. It's only 0.05% of the population. In the UK, they can't do that. They don't have that group of people that they can isolate and use as collateral damage for the population for us to accept this unrealised capital gains push. Watching some of this, they were talking about their council rates are going to be extremely high, and they're complaining. She's having to go at him. Oh, you can watch it yourself. I only got that far into it. I only got 2.5 minutes into it, and I'm horrified already. So it's very, very alarming. And then she talks about the NHS, and I didn't realise, but in the UK, so the similarities are ridiculous. We have Medicare, they have the NHS, and both of those departments are funded by the taxpayer. If you're on benefits or you don't lodge a tax return here in Australia, you don't pay the Medicare levy. Here in Australia, you have your tax return done at the end of the financial year, and a percentage of that is then given to the Medicare. It's called a Medicare levy, and that funds the Medicare system here in Australia. So it's not really a free when people from overseas come here and talk about how amazing Australia is because we have this free healthcare system. It's only free for people that don't lodge a tax return. If you have a tax return, then you're paying for it. So it's not really free. And in the UK, they have the NHS. And they were talking about how because the NHS is not getting paid by the workers' payments, and I was like, how is the NHS funded over there? So I had to look into it. And that made me have a realisation. Taxpayers contribute to the NHS primarily through taxation and the national insurance contributions. I don't know about the national insurance contributions. I'm not sure what that is. Obviously, with the Australian Medicare levy, if you have a certain income and you're of a certain age, if you don't have private health insurance, which I'm sure is the national insurance contributions, the same thing, then you pay more on the levy. So it might cost you a couple of $1,000s more on your tax return each year because you haven't funded for yourself. And then I was thinking about it, and she talks about it in the video, that the NHS contributions are lowering because jobs are disappearing. And I got thinking, what's going to happen to the NHS and Medicare if AI takes heaps of jobs and there's no workers anymore? When all of this is all funded by the taxpayer, what the hell is going to happen? What is going to happen to society? What is going to happen? All these people that have paid this huge amount of money and have contributed to the health system, especially here in Australia, and all of a sudden it may not exist anymore, or it won't be a free thing at all. It'll just be for the people that are unemployed. I don't understand what's going to happen. What the hell is going to happen? And so I did a little query here, and I said, if AI takes how many jobs, how does the NHS get funded? And the same here in Australia with Medicare. If all the jobs disappear and they're all funded by AI, and they're all created and given to artificial intelligence doesn't have any workers. They don't pay income tax. They don't lodge tax returns. They don't get paid salaries and have their NHS payments come out when they get their salary. Like an income tax and NHS come out at the same time in the UK, apparently. Here in Australia, we pay it at the end of the financial year. But if it's all gone, if everything goes to AI, who's going to be paying for all this stuff? Who is going to be paying for it? It's a scary prospect, man, a scary prospect. But anyway, Think about it. Let me know what you think. Bye. Good speak to all. Bye.